y'all, good afternoon. Are we ready to synergize a little bit? Great, can I have the first slide, please? All right, would you please rise in body or spirit and join me in singing Over My Head. I hear music in the air. What? Oh. We gotta go with it. Over my head, I hear music in the air. There must be a God somewhere. Now everyone join me. Over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear music in the air. There must be a God somewhere. Over my head, I hear singing in the air. Over my head, I hear singing in the air. Over my head, I hear singing in the air. There must be a God somewhere. Over my head, I feel gladness in the air. Over my head, I feel gladness in the air. Over my head, I feel gladness in the air. There must be a God somewhere. Over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear music in the air. There must be a God somewhere. Thank you very much. All y'all, I'd like to reintroduce Melissa Monforte, who electrified us
Folks.
at the opening
Synergizing
ceremony.
in here. I love your synergy.
And she is going to play a piece she wrote just for you.
Yeah. So as you're feeling it, you can show it if you're feeling it. Oh, you can try, but I will rise, can't keep me down. I got my eye on the prize, can't keep me down. I got my eye on the prize, you can try, but you know I find a way to fly. I will rise, can't shut me up. I speak a sacred truth, can't shut me up. I speak a sacred truth. You can try, but you know exactly what I will do. I will rise, I will rise like the dead from the grave, like a high and mighty tidal wave, like the moon at night and the sun in the day. I will rise, can't make me stop. I'm working from a higher ground. Can't make me stop. I'm working from a higher ground. You can try, but you're never gonna keep me down. I will rise, I will rise like the dead from the grave, like a high and mighty tidal wave, like the moon at night and the sun in the day. I will rise.
Hello, friends.
And, and welcome to this year's 2017 Synergy service.
We are so glad to see all of your smiling faces here tonight to help us support and recognize our youth transitioning from adolescence to young adulthood.
We understand that this transition can be scary, going from what you are used to something completely new. But we are here for you, and you are not alone.
But hey, friends, this is an amazing time in our lives, full of such adventure and new opportunities. It's time to celebrate this.
Now let's get started by thanking all the worship service participants, the GA band, all who helped make this possible, and of course, all the Bridgers, as well as all those who are here to support them.
In the spirit of our sacred flame, thank you. Thank you for coming here. We all come with our own gifts, our faults, but the one thing that connects us all is our faith. We are united by it, strengthened by it, and healed by it. We light this fire at the beginning of every service, but it truly is always burning inside us, always. Yet when we light the chalice, we come back from where we have been apart from one another. We connect to each other and share in our worship. And we commit to help this light grow just as we help each other grow. Thank you.
Each of us is in the middle, oh no? Each of us is in the middle of our own journeys, and our world is in the middle of a climate crisis. That crisis motivated Rabbi Shoshana Meira Friedman and Yotam Schachter to write this simple song we're about to sing, "The Tide is Rising." We will learn it now in English, just the first verse, and then we will sing it in Spanish and in French, and then again with new verses in English as we respond to these personal stories of being in the middle as young UUs. They still let me say I'm young. Hit it. The tide is rising, and so are we. The tide is rising, and so are we. The tide is rising, and so are we. This is where we are called to be. This is where we are called to be. Everyone join me. The tide is rising, and so are we. The tide is rising, and so are we. The tide is rising, and so are we. This is where we are called to be. This is where we are called to be. One more time. The tide is rising, and so are we. The tide is rising, and so are we. The tide is rising, and so are we. This is where we are called to be. This is where we are called to be.
I am in the middle. As a junior in high school, not quite yet a senior, I am in the middle. As a leader in my youth group, but not yet the wider world, I am in the middle. As a biracial male and having dual nationalities, I am in the middle. Being in the middle, or at least where I am, is hard sometimes. You may know the most when you're at the end, but what is the end? When you graduate, when you turn 21 and become an adult, when you retire, when you die? I don't really know. What I do know is that it is hard to know where I am in the middle if I don't know where the end is. As a leader in my youth group, I find myself wanting to take on the world, change everything for the better, and make everyone happy. Only, it's not that easy. I feel like I have a lot of leadership to give, but at the same time, I have a lot to learn. This is what I realized last fall. You see, my youth group at my church has been struggling for some time now. When I was a freshman, we would have a packed youth group. We would be hip to hip on the couches in the basement of First Universalist Church of Denver. Some days, we'd have over 20 youth come. Today, however, we can't seem to get above 5. A few months ago, me and my friend Zoe decided to bring the youth group back together. We texted all of our old friends and met in a Starbucks. We planned for hours, coming up with new ideas left and right. We wanted to make a new curriculum and change everything that was perfect for us. That Sunday, we all got together for our youth group. And although 16 youth showed up that day for the first time in a while, there was still an uneasy atmosphere that morning. But there we were, fully ready and motivated. We proposed our idea to take back charge of our youth group. It was the perfect plan for us, only that's what it was, a plan for us. In the end, the adults said no. At first, I didn't understand. I was upset. It made me question whether or not I wanted to continue being a leader in my youth group. I believed that being in the middle meant I couldn't actually change things, that I had to be at the end and know everything before I could add anything. I kept going to church, but began to lose sight of the reason I even went in the first place. But then I heard a story from my teacher that I would like to share with you. There was a study done on monkeys. There was a colony of captive monkeys, and in the middle of the enclosure was a tower with a banana on the top. Now, if a monkey would go up and get the banana, all of the other monkeys would be sprayed with water. Then, when the monkey would climb down the pole, the other monkeys would attack it so that it wouldn't go back up to the top and they wouldn't get sprayed. After a while, they stopped spraying the monkeys, but when a monkey came down, it would still get attacked regardless of if the rest got sprayed. In addition, the monkeys would be switched out so that new monkeys were introduced. Eventually, it got to a point where no original monkeys were in that enclosure. However, if a monkey went up to get a banana, they would still attack it, regardless of if the monkeys below had been sprayed. This story got me thinking. It made me realize that the monkeys are just like us, sticking to things they had been known without knowing why. The monkeys serve as a lesson because they reflect on us as people, the unwillingness to make change or doing something and not really knowing why. With our youth group, it feels like a cycle. We as youth want to change things, but we went about it the wrong way, and the adults say no. We give up, then the cycle repeats. We never stop to ask ourselves why things didn't work out. We just play it back like a back and forth game. That's why the monkeys are an important symbol. They show how narrow-minded we could be. However, we have the ability to be different. We can make change in the middle by asking why things happen or why they don't. We can question why things are the way they are instead of going along with it. We can actually make real change. Moving forward, I want to keep pushing on with the rest of my youth group. Already, we have come so far since that time. As we move into a new middle together, I will always remember how easy it is to be like those monkeys and never stop appreciating the power of being in the middle. Thank you.
Respond together in song, this time in Spanish. Como la marea nos alzamos, como la marea nos alzamos, con la tormenta nos levantamos, llegó la hora de alzarnos, llegó la hora de alzarnos, como la marea nos alzamos.
Being fortunate enough to be a lifelong Unitarian Universalist, I learned from an early age that UUs live in the middle of a deep divide. Coming out of RE classes from the age of 5, I realized a stark difference between my world at school and my world at church. I didn't understand that it was okay to question the mainstream and create imaginative and unique ideas about the world at church, but not okay to do the same at school, where conformity was valued over community. The shocking separation between what I determined to be the UU world and the so-quote normal world became most apparent to me after my first youth con in the fall of 2013. At con, I felt more confident and loved than I had ever before. After having a week of positive growth mixed with unconditional love and empowerment, I was attacked with the whirlwind of what I saw as the dog-eat-dog mentality of high school. I hated the world for about 5 days afterwards, longing to crawl back into my cuddle puddle of compassion. Fast forward 3 years later, after attending countless more cons, trainings, workshops, and camps, I attended summer seminary at Star King School for the Ministry, the highlight of my UU career thus far. After the most educational and inspiring week of my life, I ended up in the familiar, emotionally heightened time where I floated between the UU world and the world most other people lived in on a regular basis. As the plane took off from San Francisco and I began to cry, as was typical for me, instead of pointlessly resenting all of those who had done nothing to deserve my distaste, I instead practically felt joyous. I was determined to make some sort of positive change in the world and try to give that same so-quote normal world some of the incredible light I had received from its UU counterpart. Following this sensational change of heart, I now deliberately reflect on our 7 principles and turn to them for guidance when I feel stuck in the middle. I regularly remind myself to act upon our first principle, the inherent worth and dignity of every person, and our second principle, justice, equity, and compassion in human relations, and remind myself that this means to constantly search for the good in our world and in others, and to use that to fuel the renovations we need to make in our greater society. Thank you.
Again, we respond in song, this time in the French language that is spoken by some people around here, I hear. So just join me, please. Hit it. Monte la fièvre, tourne l'avant pour notre terre, pour nos enfants, pour notre chance. Voici le temps, lèvons-nous maintenant, lèvons-nous maintenant. Monte la rivière, tournez le vent, pour notre terre, pour nos enfants, notre enfance. Voici le temps, lèvons-nous maintenant. Monte la fièvre. Bravo.
My story began with Cat Stevens. In 2011, when I first came to my congregation, when I first sat down in the sanctuary, back when we still had this atrocious green carpet, I sang my first hymn. Of course, it was Cat Stevens. Morning has broken. I remember sitting there in the stifling heat, overdressed because I thought it would be like my grandmother's church, and it felt like a beginning. We were there, singing about first mornings and first grass, and I thought that this meant that I was being reborn. What I failed to realize, though, was that I had been singing Cat Stevens for a long, long time. As a matter of fact, almost as long as I could remember. My mother played Tea for the Tillerman on long car trips, and I sang along to Longer Boats in between Aladdin and Winnie the Pooh cassettes. And since then, Cat Stevens has popped up throughout my own experiences as a UU. Peace Train being played at a church fundraiser, a reference in a short film played at my very first YouthCon. Quick flashes of familiarity in an ocean spent engrossed in UUism. Again, when I was coming home from my last youth event, Morning Has Broken popped up on my iPod. And in that moment, I recall feeling incredibly disappointed. First of all, that it had begun and ended with what is by far my least favorite Cat Stevens song. And secondly, that it was ending at all. You see, at that point, I saw ending as arriving at a time in life when there are things, places, that you can no longer return to. But I was so caught up in beginnings and endings that I forgot about the middle. I could only see that I was no longer at the beginning, so I assumed I was at the end. But I am in the middle. We are all in the middle. Our lives are novels being written as we live them. They are words being poured out onto an endless blank page, the story of the world that we are writing. And leaving the youth community was not and is not the end. The end of a chapter, maybe, but it is most certainly the beginning of another. In May, I signed the lease for my first apartment, adding moving out to the long list of things I am in the middle of. But one of the most important things on that list is figuring out how to be a UU and a young adult, which is both surprisingly easy and surprisingly difficult. Not because those two things are mutually exclusive, but because there are so many ways in which to combine them. And I feel confident that I won't entirely know what that looks like for me until it's over. And for that, I am incredibly grateful. Thank you.
Every ending is indeed a beginning. Denial ends, movement begins. Normal weather patterns end. Activism begins. Here we are in the middle of it all, rising and ready and right where we need to be. Join me again. The task is mighty.
Please rise in body or in spirit.
The task is mighty, and so are we. The task is mighty, and so are we. The task is mighty, and so are we. This is where we are called to be. This is where we are called to be. The storm is raging, and so are we. The storm is raging, and so are we. The storm is raging, and so are we. This is where we are called to be. This is where we are called to be. The world is ready, and so are we. The world is ready, and so are we. The world is ready, and so are we. This is where we are called to be. This is where we are called to be. Yeah.
Last August, I had the honor of attending summer seminary at Starr King School for the Ministry in Berkeley, California. It was one of the most brilliant and valuable experiences I have ever had. Summer seminary taught me so many things about what it means to be a religious leader, got me started on building the skills that it takes to lead, and above all, gave me a greater, clearer sense of my purpose in the world. When summer seminary started, I thought that parish ministry, religious education, and hospital or prison chaplaincy were about the only possibilities for me in ministry, and that I had to pick just one vocation and stick to it. By the time summer seminary was over, I had realized I wanted to be a music minister, a street chaplain, and a performing jazz pianist. And I was determined to do all three of them. Every day, we gathered for lectures on various forms of ministry, where many very wise religious leaders shared their knowledge and experiences with us so that we could get to know what the work of ministry really looks like. It was truly exhilarating to be able to be a part of a group of such compassionate, thoughtful, dedicated youth who are all committed to creating a safe, joyous space for learning and community. One of the most special moments I can remember from summer seminary was circle worship on the last night. I was really sad to have to let go of the safe, loving space of the community we'd built, and I was preemptively missing all of my new friends already. At worship, we wrote love poems to ourselves, and we held hands and sang. It was a great way to reflect on all the big and small ways that I had changed and grown over the week, and to feel a sense of connection to my fellow seminarians and know that we would stay connected even when we were all separated by vast distances again. Summer seminary is literally a life-changing experience, giving youth the opportunity to explore their call to ministry, learn about life as a religious leader, and connect with other youth who are interested in religious leadership. For many youth, the Katie Tyson Fund is what makes it possible for them to travel to summer seminary and other leadership trainings. It's really important for youth to be able to get to leadership events and trainings so that they can explore their dreams and passions, and the Katie Tyson Fund enables that to happen. In fact, the Katie Tyson Fund made it possible for me to be here at General Assembly speaking in front of all of you. The Katie Tyson Fund exists in honor of the life of Katie Tyson, a Unitarian Universalist young adult who was a passionate leader in UUism and wanted to become a minister someday. Sadly, her life ended in a car accident when she was returning home from General Assembly in 2009. Her parents decided to honor the work that she had been so involved in by creating the Katie Tyson Fund to help other youth and young adults live their dreams of leadership. Katie's mother, Karen, died in 2012, but her father, Herb, continues to give to our faith community through his incredible generosity. May his resilient spirit inspire you to offer your resources in honor of Katie and in honor of the young leaders you believe in. You can give cash, write a check payable to the UUA with Synergy in the memo, fill out your credit card details on the envelope, or follow the instructions that will appear on the screen for mobile giving. Thank you for your generosity.
Here is a song for the hot summer sun and the fortress, sure as the sand. And if I can't get through it all without sighing, I'll sing it the best way I can. They say that a cowboy is not supposed to cry, so they always told me. I never knew why. So I'll plow through the desert and smile through the pain and pray that these teardrops will turn into rain. Somewhere off the foot of this mountain, somewhere near the bright shining sea, somewhere off the foot of this mountain, they say there's a rainbow there waiting for me to remind me of someone that I used to be somewhere. Mothers and fathers, they seem really bothered about raising their children these days, 'cause they might grow up and be all kinds of strange things, like how I turned out anyway. Goodbye to my mama, goodbye to my pa. I left for Montana to be an outlaw. They found me in Mobile, they lost me somehow. So whoever else finds me can please take me now. Somewhere off the foot of this mountain, somewhere near the bright shining sea, somewhere off the foot of this mountain, they say there's a rainbow there waiting for me at the end just a picture of someone so wild and so free to remind me of someone that I'd like to be. Whoa, again. Whoa, again. Oh, I rode the wind way up high on the mountain with nowhere to take me but down. And soon I was still and I helplessly watched as my feet hit the dry, barren ground. Now I wish I could find me just one ray of hope in the blistering heat of a day like today. And my one ray of hope on just one gust of wind, like an old long lost friend, will come take me away somewhere off the foot of this mountain, somewhere near the bright shining sea, somewhere off the foot of this mountain. They say there's a rainbow there waiting for me at the end of that rainbow. Yeah, I'd like to see just a picture of someone so wild and so free to remind me of someone that I'd like to be. Whoa, again. Emma's Revolution. Thank you.
Make sure you sing this with us if you know it. Oh, I am waking up to find my world between the dying and being reborn. I see what is and I see what could be. Can't close my eyes again and go back to sleep. Fill my days with blessed unrest and my nights with dreams of justice. Make me a vessel for the turning of the tide. How can I change our course? Just a lonely voice. Wish I could lose myself in all the noise. But if we all would rise, a generation proud and with a mighty song, we could turn this world around. So fill my days with blessed unrest and my nights with dreams of justice. Make me a vessel for the turning of the tide. Fill my time is through. I want to know, did what we came to do for the future ones. So in our darkest days, may we all be strong and give our lives so alive may go on. Fill my days with blessed unrest and my nights with dreams of justice. Make me a vessel. Fill my days with blessed unrest and my nights with dreams of justice. Make me a vessel for the turning of the tide. Fill my days with blessed unrest and my nights with dreams of justice. Make me a vessel for the turning of the tide. Fill my days with blessed unrest and my nights with dreams of justice. Make me a vessel for the turning of the tide. Fill my days with blessed unrest and my nights with dreams of justice. Make me a vessel for the turning of the tide.
Thank you. Amen. I've been on some good bridges in my life. A slippery one where I skinned my knee rollerblading in the rain around age 8. The bridge the subway takes across the Charles River from Boston to Cambridge. And my dear friend Kai told me it was a promise she made to herself to never be too busy to not look up when the train goes hurtling across the water. Some of my favorite bridges are old railroad bridges, overgrown and weedy, rusted, but still strong. Many repurposed as footbridges that arch over wide water where barges used to make their slow plodding way. Near here, a bridge across Lake Pontchartrain is the longest continuous one in the world, I learned. 23.87 miles over water, each of them beautiful. Beloveds, this is the middle. We're on a bridge. Your bridge may be world record winning long. It may be rusted and overgrown. You may be enjoying the view or skinning your knees. Our UU tradition of bridging ritual invites us to surround our UU youth with love in this middle moment as they metaphorically move onto the bridge of becoming Unitarian Universalist young adults. Unitarian Universalists honor this tradition at our denominational gathering because being here, now, with all of you, connects us to the bridgers who have come before, to those who bridge in congregations and summer camps, to the milestones of transition and transformation we share with our families and our friends. Each bridging youth, I invite you to come forward to the pulpit, share your name and your congregation so that we may celebrate your journey, your enoughness. Then cross the stage to greet our co-presidents and receive a gift from Director of Youth and Young Adult Ministries, Bart Frost. It's the middle. So the beginning and the end are far out of sight. The path that has led us to this moment is behind us. The journey unfolds before us, but we don't have to be behind or out in front, just right here, wherever we are on the bridge, sturdy enough for this moment, beloved enough for the questions, courageous enough for whatever comes. Where the Mississippi River begins in Itasca, Minnesota, you can walk right across it, ankle deep, and no wider than this podium, no bridge necessary. Here in New Orleans is where it meets the ocean in a wide delta. Wherever we come from, wherever we are going, We're here in the middle, on a bridge. Enough. Come on down.
Eric Broner, Unitarian Universalist, Congregation of Atlanta.
Kathleen Sherman, Unitarian Universalist Church of Charleston, South Carolina.
Rachel Friedland, Thomas Jefferson Unitarian Universalist Church in Louisville, Kentucky.
Andrew Mickle, Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Center County.
Ella Boyer, Oberlin Unitarian Universalist Fellowship in Ohio.
Lauren C. McGee, Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Fairfax, Virginia.
Chloe Snader, Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Newark, Delaware.
Elisa Turner, First Unitarian Church of Providence, Rhode Island.
Hannah Rigdon, Unitarian Society of Ridgewood, New Jersey.
Andrea Briscoe, Mainline Unitarian Church of Devon, Pennsylvania.
Miranda Stone, Unitarian Universalist Church of Lexington, Kentucky.
My name is Izzy Spriggs, and I'm from the Unitarian Universalist Church of Indianapolis.
Kylan Croxford, South Valley Unitarian Universalist Society from Salt Lake, Utah.
Emily Smith from South Valley Unitarian Universalist Society of Salt Lake City, Utah.
Arthur Packard, South Valley Unitarian Universalist Society of Salt Lake City, Utah.
Island Passerb, Elliott Unitarian Chapel.
Elena Boland, Elliott Unitarian Chapel.
I'm Anita, First Parish Unitarian Universalist in Needham, Massachusetts.
Gwendolyn Mexis, also First Parish Unitarian Universalist in Needham, Massachusetts.
Paige Heineman from the UU Church of Concord, New Hampshire.
Camille Gerard from the Concord UU Church.
Jenna Barassa from the UU Church of Concord.
Bryce Stack, the Unitarian Universalist Church of Nashua, New Hampshire.
Siobhan Rogers from the Unitarian Universalist Church of Nashua.
Elizabeth Cameron, Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Fredericksburg.
Lydia Huff from the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Waynesboro, Virginia.
Hennigan from the Greenville Unitarian Universalist Fellowship in Greenville, South Carolina.
Jewel Smith, also from the Greenville Unitarian Universalist Fellowship in South Carolina.
Lucas Weed from the Summit Unitarian Universalist Fellowship in Santee, California.
Izzy Deer, Unitarian Universalist Church of Long Beach.
Isabella Livingstone, Unitarian Society of Santa Barbara, California.
Dariana Lancet of Unitarian Society of Santa Barbara, California.
Alex Shorb, Unitarian Society of Santa Barbara, California.
Shannon Campion, Olympia Brown, UU Church of Racine, Wisconsin. Annalisa Follensby from Olympia Brown Unitarian Universalist Church.
Meredith Charney, Unitarian Universalist Church of Greater Lynn in Massachusetts.
Joshua Young, Unitarian Universalist Church of Greater Lynn, Massachusetts.
Nathan Young, Unitarian Universalist Church of Greater Lynn.
Sarah Beatty, Unitarian Universalist Church of Greater Lynn in Massachusetts.
Emma Friedman, Community Church of Chapel Hill.
Mara Holt-Ling, Community Church of Chapel Hill, North Carolina.
Annie Hanley Miller of South Church from Portsmouth, New Hampshire.
Jason Bonnick, South Church, Portsmouth, New Hampshire.
Corey Owens Beauchesne, also South Church UU Congregation of Portsmouth, New Hampshire.
Esther Weber Hughes, Carbondale Unitarian Fellowship.
Katie Hagan from the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Gainesville, Florida.
Kira Nix, Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Gainesville, Florida.
Carolyn Lockling from the Unitarian Universalist Church of Fresno, California.
Ethan C. of the Unitarian Universalist Church of Fresno, California.
Morgan Neff Gatchell, Unitarian Universalist Church of Reading, Massachusetts.
Amelia Way, Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Newark.
Lucilla Ostheimer, the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Newark.
Chase Kunash, Neighborhood UU Church of Pasadena.
Adam Belling, also from Neighborhood UU Church of Pasadena.
Eric Brown of the First Church of Cleveland, Ohio.
True South Fox from the First Unitarian Universalist Church of San Diego, California.
Juliana Payton, First Unitarian Church in Brooklyn, New York.
Forrest Mellick, Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Marin in Centerville, California.
Jamari, Also's Church Unitarian.
Liam Patello, First Unitarian Universalist Society of Burlington, Vermont.
Caden Frawley, Countryside Church Unitarian Universalist in Palatine, Illinois.
Colleen Lee, Elliott Unitarian Chapel.
I really like crossing over bridges. I'm not sure why, but I do. In New York City where I live, whether it's the B train as it crosses over the Manhattan Bridge, or the act of walking across the Brooklyn Bridge, or any bridge, it always leaves me with an odd sense of accomplishment. Knowing that quite possible I could end up not being the same person at the end as when I first started the trip over the bridge. Another example of this was over a decade ago when I found myself traveling throughout Southeast Asia in Cambodia and Laos. After 2 bus breakdowns, several journeys across a mini boat in the middle of the night that I thought would tip over at any time, and on the back of motorcycles, I found myself with 2 traveling companions, a young Irish entrepreneur and a French doctor. Although I'm not a fan of maneuvering any type of thing with wheels, car, rollerblades, shopping carts, my 2 travel companions managed to convince me to ride a bike. After my initial fears had passed, we had a joyful bike ride around the island, across muddy paths, over tiny streams, and through leafy jungles. Until we came across 2 other bicyclists. These bicyclists looked completely exhausted and looked like the harbingers of doom. They waved to us and we stopped to talk to them. Just to let you know, there's a bridge over a massive river coming up along this path. You'll want to be careful. It's the worst. Nearly impossible to cross and pretty dangerous. We just wanted to give you a warning. Even though we became concerned, we thanked the couple for giving us a heads up and continued along our way. As we moved across the path, we eventually came upon a bridge. The bridge was tiny and secure. We started to laugh at the bicyclists and then ourselves. This is the dangerous bridge? This is nothing. This is the bridge that they were afraid of? We moved across the bridge very quickly, chuckling the entire time. We had it in our head that this bridge would be so daunting, only to find that it was nothing to be afraid of. Yet as we pedaled on, we slowly came up to another bridge. We immediately stopped in our paths. At that moment, we realized that this other bridge wasn't what the couple was referring to. This was what they were referring to. Imagine a bridge straight out of an Indiana Jones film. But then imagine a bridge out of an Indiana Jones film that takes place in hell. That was this bridge. The bridge was rickety, filled with holes, and the river was huge. "Are you afraid?" my Irish companion asked me. In all honesty, at that moment, I was very much afraid. But I also very much wanted to cross the bridge as well. I also knew that I could not cross the bridge and carry my massive bike over. Either the bike would fall in the river, or I would fall in the river and get swept up by the stream. I was trembling, and I was lost, and I was afraid, and I wasn't sure what to do. We came to the conclusion that one of our traveling companions would be the one to carry over the bikes to us so that we could safely cross over without our bikes. Eventually, one by one, we all crossed the river without any harm. We had crossed over the bridge. I'll stop here for a moment. I can't tell you how embarrassed and ashamed I was about not initially being able to cross. I was even embarrassed about being afraid. Here I was on this incredible journey, and I was afraid. I was afraid of falling in, not being able to carry my own weight, and afraid of being the weakest on the team. But I realized two important things. First was that there's glory in the middle. Like Jolie had mentioned, we're all in the middle. I became so consumed on crossing this bridge that I didn't take the time to think what it would be like to actually be in the middle. I too became so caught up with the beginning and the end of that bridge crossing that I didn't realize what an incredible feat that I was actually engaged in. I crossed this rickety bridge in the middle of an isolated jungle. I had taken this journey by myself and had met strangers who were now dear friends. I wrote the novel of my life as I lived it. I was in the middle, and I realized that what I was truly capable of as a human being. I was enough. Secondly, in the middle, I realized how much I really didn't need the help of my companions. We need each other. We need each other as we cross bridges. We need each other to carry the loads when we do not have enough strength. We need each other for support for the work that we do and the work that we'll continue to do, in the good times and the challenging times. Along the lines of supporting one another, I recently saw a powerful documentary on the struggle at Standing Rock as a community came together, led by indigenous resistance, to protect the precious natural resource of water from the building of the Dakota Access Pipeline. There is one scene captured in the documentary when the community begins to construct a bridge on Turtle Island Hill. One by one, the resistors slowly cross over the water to reclaim the sacred land, once an indigenous burial ground. One by one, you can see the water protectors help one another onto a wooden platform to make their way to the peaceful gathering at the other side. While we may cross many bridges throughout our lives, some important, some lighthearted, I was honored and inspired that in our lifetimes, we were able to see such a powerful act of resistance. This is the story of the world. And undoubtedly, we will see so many more. We will see so many bridges crossed in the upcoming years. Those behind me, you will see so many bridges crossed. You yourself will cross these bridges, and you'll be scared at the middle of the bridges. You might even wonder why you're on the bridge in the first place. You might wonder how you got there. But remember, you will always have someone to guide you as you cross that bridge. There will always be support in the middle. And we need to remember this now more than ever. I remember the evening of the election as I was thousands of miles away from home and alone. As I saw the colors of the states change, I became devastated. The only glimmer of hope were the voices of a group of community immigrant organizers in Nevada. Immediately interviewed after the election, a news reporter asked them if they thought the wall was going to be built. Without hesitation, they very confidently responded, "Wall? There's not going to be a wall. We will never let there be a wall." And even though I may never meet them, I want to say thank you. Thank you for being with me on that bridge, in the middle. Because while the results of the election were devastating for me, they were not the end of the world, nor were they the beginning of a resistance movement. In fact, I realized that we are actually in the middle of a resistance movement, one that undocumented immigrants, trans folks, women of color, and incarcerated folks have been in the middle for a very long time. To say that is the beginning is to disregard the struggles of those who came before us and those who will inevitably come after us. Lastly, the second thing that I'll never forget goes back to the time I was in Laos on that day when I crossed the bridge with my companions. As we made it across the bridge, the French doctor who had carried all of our bikes across had fallen into the river a few times. Although safe, he was dripping from head to toe. We examined him, though, and as he pulled out a cigarette to smoke, we noticed he was bleeding. He was shocked, but then we soon realized he was bleeding because of another companion he had met along the way, a river leech. At first, we were all unsure of what to do, and we looked at one another. Deep in the corners of my mind and of all of my experiences, I remembered something. I took one of the doctor's cigarettes and placed it into the leech and watched it slowly, the leech, shrink off and fall off. We smiled at one another. Although I hadn't been able to carry my bike across the bridge, I got the leash removed. That was my small contribution. So for all of you bridging today behind me, I hope that you spend more time to think about your own contribution as you have made as young Unitarian Universalists in your youth groups, in your congregations, and across your faith. You are enough. You have done so much more than you think, and you've impacted more lives than you could ever imagine. In fact, you will never know the full extent of your contributions as you stand here in the middle. I look forward to what you continue to contribute, and as you eventually look behind you and you reach out to others who follow you across the middle of your own bridges. Gracias.
Yes, we are in the middle of this journey, and we need each other. If we see each ending as a beginning and find the power of the middle, we can work together and turn the world around. Would you please rise as you in body and spirit and help me sing this classic Harry Belafonte song with the utmost joy. We come from the fire, living in the fire, go back to the fire, turn the world around. We come from the fire, living in the fire, we come to the fire, turn the world around. Oh, so is life, so is life. Oh, so is life, so is life. We come from the water, living in the water, go back to the water, turn the world around. We come from the water, living in the water, go back to the water, turn the world around. Oh, so is life. Oh, so is life. Oh, so is life. So is life. We come from the mountain, living in the mountain, go back to the mountain, turn the world around. We come from the mountain, living in the mountain, go back to the mountain, turn the world around. Oh, so is life. Oh, ha, so is life. Whoa, so is life. Ha, so is life.
Go now. Go into the world knowing that we are all with you. Go knowing that you are more than enough, that you are worth it. Go knowing that this is not the end, nor the beginning, but the middle. Go knowing that this is your journey, and you have the power to make it what you wish. Blessed be, amen, and may it be so.
We come from the fire, living in the fire, go back to the fire, turn the world around. We come from the fire, living in the fire, go back to the fire, turn the world around. Oh, so is life. Ha, so is life. Oh, so
Perhaps the most important role of the religious community is to mark the transitions of our lives and the transition of our lives in community. We have gathered tonight to witness and to bless those who have bridged this evening. We mark their passage into young adulthood with gratitude for the leadership that they are already providing our community. And prepare ourselves to welcome the new leadership that we know they will offer us as they move forward. You can applaud for that. That's good. And the leadership of our larger community is also continuing its transition. My interim co-president colleagues and I are completing our short period of service. Deeply grateful for both your support we have received and grateful for the opportunity to make a contribution. And it is time for the results of the presidential election to be announced. Is the Secretary of the Association in the House?
Beloved friends, will you pray with me? Holy One, source of radiance and reason, thou whose love endows and animates our lives, be with us now as we pledge ourselves anew, as we welcome into partnership our new president, as we commit ourselves to live into the promises we have made, the promises which we will inevitably break and renew. Help us, we pray, to support our new president and to support as well all those with the boldness to risk stepping into leadership. Hold us accountable to one another. Make us instruments of love in the healing of this broken and beautiful world. May it be so, and amen. I have the honor to announce that Susan Frederick Gray has been elected the 9th president of the Unitarian Universalist Association. Thank you. Thank you. You'll have another opportunity to cheer for Susan, I promise. You may have many opportunities to cheer for Susan. Before we hear from Susan, let's hear from Allison and from Jean, please, and let's thank both of them.
So first, I want to say congratulations to Susan Frederick Gray, and I wish Susan all the best, and I wish all of us all of the best in our shared future together. And I am committed to leadership in this association and to supporting your leadership in our association. I also want to take the time to thank all of my supporters here and virtually here at the General Assembly, and to really say thank you for your confidence in my leadership, and to say thank you for being with me on this journey of learning and growth. I hope that my team and I have been able to lift up ideas for our association that will be supportive for the new administration. And I look forward, the good news to my congregants is that I look forward to returning to Morristown to the good ministry there. So thank you, everyone here, for all the ways that you support our faith. It makes a difference.
I want also to thank Susan Frederick Gray. It's a nice thing to have this thing settled so well, and we wish Susan every good thing. I had some notes, but I can't find them, so. I must begin by thanking Rob Eller-Isaacs, the Secretary of the Association, the Election Committee, chaired by Reverend Manish Marzetti, and I want to thank all of those folks who worked so hard in the tech division of the UUA to make this first election and runoff possible, and they did a great job. So we want to thank them. I want to thank my campaign team, who worked very hard indeed, and they did a great job. Too bad you didn't have a better candidate. What can I tell you? They did a great job, and I want to thank all of them. Thank you, friends. I also would like to offer some thanks to the supporters and donors to my campaign, and the most important supporters of my campaign, the First Unitarian Universalist Church of Richmond, Virginia. Thank you. I want to note that 4 congregations were held in suspended animation as to what the outcomes would be here. Not just the candidates' own congregations, but also we should name that Susan's husband's congregation as well was there. 4 congregations waiting for the best outcome. Generous of all of you. And I want to thank most of all the person in my life who didn't want to do this and did it anyway. Regina, everything I do is a reflection of the love that sustains me, that you give. Thank you, my love.
Beloved friends and partners, I give you the 9th President of the Unitarian Universalist Association, the Reverend Susan Frederick Gray.
I want to begin by thanking my colleagues, Allison Miller and Jean Pupke. It has been an incredible honor to be in this process with both of you and your campaign teams. I am proud of the way that we have worked intentionally on a collaborative and uplifting campaign. We have on occasion joked that we spend more time with each other than we do with our families in these last few months, and it truly has been a privilege. Thank you. Thank you to everyone who supported, contributed, volunteered, gave me advice along this campaign trail. I could not have done this journey without you and your enthusiasm, and it supported and buoyed me in times of difficulty. I want to thank the members of the community of Phoenix, Arizona, and in particular, the leaders and the staff and the members of the UU Congregation of Phoenix for being all in on this journey, even as it means bringing an end to our shared ministry. Those of you who are here in this room and from far away, I love you, and you know how much you have shaped who I am in my ministry. Thank you. And finally, I want to thank my family, my parents, my extended family, and most especially my husband, Brian, and my son, Henry, who said a big yes to support this call. I'm grateful for your support and love. And to everyone who participated in this election, got educated, voted for me or one of the other fabulous candidates, thank you for your commitment and your dedication to this, our shared faith. Now the campaign is done, and we go back to the hard work of building a new way in our faith as an association and in our congregations. I want to ask all of my supporters to remove their buttons, to turn your t-shirt inside out, to put away the campaign gear, because we are all one faith, and we're all in this together. So I want to be clear right up front. I am not the first female president of the UUA. But I am honored to follow her, the Reverend Sophia Bentacor. And I'm humbled and grateful to our co-presidents, Sophia, Bill Sinkford, and Leon Spencer, the first lay person to serve as president of the UUA. And you have ministered to me and to all of us this week. All three of you have ministered to all of us in these months, and especially so presently in these last few weeks and this week. Thank you. And I look forward to continuing to collaborate with our co-presidents so that I and we and by we, I mean the collective we of Unitarian Universalism, may carry out the work that you have begun. In particular, I'm grateful to continue to work with Sophia as she continues for the next few months in establishing and launching the Commission on Institutional Change. You all have left big shoes to fill, 6 shoes to fill. But there is no way I could fill Bill, Leon, and Sophia's shoes. But I do hope to continue the collaborative leadership that you have modeled and the commitment to do things in new ways in our association. Friends, this truly is a defining moment, and the stakes are very high. We have deep work to do within our association and our tradition, and critical work to do beyond the association. And no president can do this work on her own. Truly, as Mel Hoover said to the ministers earlier this week, the real change must be owned, pushed, and lived by all of you, by all of us. It is not the president's job alone to move the change. We all have to own this institutional change. I am truly grateful. I am truly grateful to be the next president of the UUA. And I am inspired by your support for a new vision for our faith and a way of living that is deeply grounded in partnership and clear about impact. I will do my best to carry out this presidency with compassion and with courage, with strength and with humility, and with a practice of collaboration and a willingness to risk and change in order to have a greater impact in the lives of our people, our congregations and communities, and in the larger world. We have much work to do. I believe that we are up to it, and I look forward to working with you on this transformative path ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, friends. We'll see you back here at 8 o'clock for some singing before the Ware lecture. Don't miss this. It's going to be stunning and transformative itself. The Ware lecture. See you at 8.
Thank you. Thank you for doing